Hey everybody, this is Campbell from G2 Customs and Collections, and I want to welcome you in for probably the first video of this year, 2005, and this is for GrimLock. We're looking at repairing this version of GrimLock, and as you can see here, he's got that broken arm, poor bugger. I'm going to look at trying repairing him just using household equipment. That's what I do, of course. So, without further ado, let's see what we can do. Alright team, let's have a look at what we've got here. So, as you can see, old GrimLock here has lost his arm. Obviously during with a battle with the Decepticons, of course. So, I'm going to look at, it's probably better going from here. So, it looks to me that I need to put in about 10 mils. Or 9. But if I go for 10 mils, I should be able to like cut off what I don't need. So my thoughts is I'm going to start off with the smaller part, put it up there, and then put the sleeve through this. And what this is the first off, the smaller one is the 3.mm or 1/18 rod, and then the tube is the 3/16 tube or 4.8mm. So that's what I'm looking at doing for the arm at this stage. I'll figure out what I need to do with the claw. I always do sort of like fly off the cuff and see what I can make up. So I think I first do is drill a hole into this. So sorry about this, teams. And then I'll drill into this part too. Oh, the holder I use, or the drill I use, is a 0.1mm. I'm using Urim brand, but you don't need to use that. This any old drill bit, as long as it's at that 1.0mm, and then there's a fine sort of like a paper clip here, and it gets in there quite well. I just got to take that part off because it's bent like a, I suppose it's crooked like a politician, to be honest. Right, I started to use a brand new paper clip. And I'm using my plier tool set here. So of course I straighten this out. And I always cut too much, but it's better to cut more than less. Right, so I'm using this bit of steel. I use that like a glue station, so it's less mess on the actual toy itself. And this is super glue I'm using, which is Loctite super glue, and it's a lot more control. So literally I can put a drop there, good as gold. Smear that on the paper clip. I'll probably take off about that much. And that'd be good as gold too. Right, so before I get too carried away, I better measure out exactly 10 mils on this. So I'll Straighten it up for you. And zoom in for you. So it's 10 mils about here. So I'm happy with that. I'll grab my plastic nips or snips. And I'm always going to cut a little bit extra. So about there. I can always cut less off. So this time what I'm going to do is now apply the super glue actually on that. That's all I need. And try to get that as even as possible. So it's on a bent downwards. I don't want that. I want that sort of keeping reasonably straight. Like that. I'm happy with that. Okay, so if that glued on now, it should, and I've measured this. So from his hand to the elbow is about 15 to 16 mils. And now looking to there is exactly the same. So that's perfect. So I need to measure from the styrene, which I've taken off. And yeah, you can see here, I've actually said it was 10, I've actually taken it off, so it measures about 8 mils. So I need to measure 8 mils off this and mark. All 9. Sweet. So I'll get the rod here. Nope. And basically what I do is just apply super glue on this. And it slides all the way through. And that would hopefully form his arm. So it's not looking too bad. So I'll leave that alone to let that set. And then I'll figure out what I'm going to do to make his claws here. So that's going to be a lot of fun, guys. So hopefully GrimLock will be back in action soon. Okay guys, so what I've discovered is I've made one off screen, and it's the start of his claw. So what I've done is basically once again use the coat hanger that you get from socks, and this is it here. So basically I did this. So if you can see that, I would actually probably trace that off. And that's easier said than done with one hand. Cool, so I've got that, so just line there. And then once I've got that sus, and then you go like that. So basically what I'll do is I'll cut the angle first. And then I'll cut this part here. I'm not too worried if that's too big. I can always sand off what I don't actually have, don't actually need. So it looks like there's a fair heap I need to take off. So what I could do is actually trim off a bit more. I'm not too worried about making a mistake because I've got plenty of these coat hangers. That looks alright to me. Actually, what I could do, and yep, what I will do, is super glue this into place. But not that way. Right, so I've got the hand or the claw, and you see here it's the right thickness, and that should fit on there pretty good. But from what I can see here, I'm going to put a curve on that. And also there's a bit of an indent up top. I'm not worried about that. I reckon I can figure something out with that. Right, so pasting Grimlock on his side. I'll put his newly faced claw. And I reckon I just need to take that much off, but leave it so it's rounded. And that should be about right. If you can't see that, don't worry, I can. Like, you probably see it from here. Okay, to round this off, I'm going to use using my Dremel tool or rotary tool. And I reckon if I just basically sand it like that around there. Alright, let's compare it with the original. Yeah, it's not looking too bad. I'm happy with that. Yeah. So next thing I need to do is that sort of a groove line there. And I know exactly what I'll do with this. And what I've done is I've switched the blade over. So I've got to be bloody careful with this. I know what I'll use. So guys, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this on a little vise. Unfortunately the camera isn't on there, but honestly I need to be safe with this and I don't really want to cut my hands. So I'm going to put this in a vise and then just do a little cut there, and I'll show you what I'll do afterwards. Okay, so this is what I come up with behind camera. I might have cut in a bit too deep, and it definitely looks like that. But I'm pretty sure I can fill it in with a bit of super glue and baking soda. So talking about super glue, time to me to stick this on here, and I've got to figure out the best way for this. And maybe it's like that. Possibly. That probably needs to be sanded down. Okay, here goes nothing. Okay, so GrimLock's new arm is fully glued and dried now, and all it really needs now is a paint job with this. Now you can see this is a nice chromy silver to this. So what I've got to do here is basically a two-part. So I've got myself this paint here, and it basically transforms glass into a mirror. So what I'm going to do here is spray paint this into a dish, like so, and then hand paint that on here. Now that is the first coat of what I'm going to do. So basically you can see that the towel here has that's been faded away. So I've done this part on the first stage and leave it alone, and then I'll move on to the second stage after that's dried. So here's the paint here. As I said, this is just the first stage. Okay, so that's the first coat done. As you can see, I need to sand that down and make it smooth. So try and get as best of that as possible. That doesn't need to worry about anything, just let it alone to dry. But I can sort of see it's going to look pretty good soon. Just trust me on this, guys. On the second stage, you will be amazed. Okay, so the first coat of the silver is dry now. Everything looks good. Now it's time to put on the magic. And this is a liquid chrome pen mirror effect, and it's made by this company right here, if you can see. I think it's kind of hard to pronounce this, so what I'll do is I'll put the description of this pen. And I got this from my local model shop, Mr. Models, right here in Palmerston North. Also, this stuff here is made in Germany, so you might be able to see what that is. I might just zoom in. Right, okay. So, yep, I was going to shake it up a bit. And that's looking pretty good. That's pretty much close to a nice mirror chrome like that I've ever seen. And that's it. It's looking pretty damn good. Let's see, I just missed the spot. So the downside was this. This isn't like any normal paint. I've actually got to leave this alone for a long time for it to sort of like set and cure. But yeah, overall effect, I'm really happy. Yeah, that arm is not exactly the same as that, but you know what? For all display purposes, yeah, GrimLock's back in action almost once the paint has time to dry. So what I'll do, I'll basically, I think it's 24 hours, I think it's quite a while actually before I can actually touch this again. So I shall leave GrimLock alone. Alright people, in a moment we'll do the overall review. And here he is everybody, G2 GrimLock. Me GrimLock. Yeah, I'm super impressed. on how this came out. Okay, this hand you can clearly see is bigger than the original one. And what I should have done was measure that up and then took a little bit off, but it is what it is. I've got to say that chrome pen has really done a great job. It's probably the best I've seen in anything, actually. It's come out really well. So really, if I can find myself another chrome pen for the gold, I can actually do these claws. I don't know if it actually comes out like that. I'll ask the guy where I got the pen from. That's Mr. Models, and see if they're selling any more. But yeah, I'm super happy with that. So what I'm going to do, I won't transform it into robot mode on screen because I'm not really that great with that. Me being a G.I. Joe type of guy. But I did manage to find like his weapon. I think it's V1's weapon, but that's at least it's something. I don't have the sword, unfortunately. I'll try and hunt that down. So yeah, I'll show you what he looks like in robot mode pretty soon. And this is GrimLock in robot mode. Now, back in the day, they didn't have much articulation, to be honest. I think he can like bend his knee and move his arms up and down like that. When I say bend his knee, probably like that. Probably do like a ninja kick, like that. Hey everybody, it's time for me to say it's the end of the video. Thank you so much for watching. That really means so much to me and my brother actually. So it's this channel here is basically what we're going to be doing, a lot of podcasts, and also I'll be doing as I said before, the repair on GrimLock and a few others. Me GrimLock. So yeah, also hit that notification bell up there. That's awesome. Thank you so much. And also, if you are new and you haven't seen my personal channel, which is Kiwi Joe Customs and Collections, I'll put a link down in the descriptions at the end of this. Please check that out. That really means a lot to me. That's where I'll be doing a lot of G.I. Joe repair, reviews, and custom work. So yeah, thank you so much. But also the Baron podcast, we do a lot of live streams on Sundays, Saturdays as well too. Depends on the guest. And if you want to be a guest, go check it out. It'll be awesome. So I'm going to go back to GrimLock right here. So yeah, GrimLock to me, this is the G2 GrimLock, not Grim 2. G2 GrimLock. And out of the Transformers and the cartoons, man, the Dinobots were my personal favourites. It's just brute force, and yeah, it's just that badass. And when the autobots sort of bitten more than they can chew, as GrimLock will say, they let's see GrimLock on the side. They were there to help them out, literally, get their asses out of the frying pan. They were the ones that bailed the autobots out, and also sort of goes to show that you don't need to be so smart to be the hero. So with that, everybody, I'm going to say it's see you later, everybody. And Grimlock, you'll say goodbye. You Grimlock say goodbye too. Bye and subscribe. See you, everybody. See ya.